Hello, Ignite You.
Hey guys.
I'm here with the man, Kevin R. House. What's your middle initial?
D.
Kevin D. House.
Kevin D. House.
That sounds like it's like Kevin the House, like he's in the house.
Kevin's in the house.
He's in the house. So let's see if I can get this a little bit more. I think that's better. So Kevin and I are just heading out here, away from the casino, and so this is the day when we take someone for a ride and maybe don't bring them back. I'm not sure. It just depends on how the car ride goes.
Well, it's a nice day. things happen.
So this is how it's going to work today. Is I'm going to ask Kevin some questions. He doesn't know what they are. I don't know what they are yet, which means he doesn't know how to answer them until I actually ask him. And
well, I asked him what the rules were, and he said there was no rules.
No rules. And you can see that sunshine coming through. Maybe I should close. Well, I don't know how to close a sunroof. So that's
technical difficulty.
That's kind of embarrassing. So you can see that we have a couple bald heads here. Oh, that'll work. Perfect.
Gotcha.
A couple bald heads here, and so the sun was going to come in, and there was going to be a lot of shininess. So let's start with Mr. Kevin D. House. And so Kevin, tell everyone what you do. What's your biz?
I help people. Really what it boils down to. I help people. People get in accidents. It's a situation nobody likes to go through, but it happens. The average is every 7 years, someone's going to get in an accident. Are they prepared for it? Usually not.
So you're the guy that fixes it. You have a collision place, center collision, and you get to fix whatever they ding up.
That's right.
How long have you been doing that?
Boy, been messing around with cars since high school, but I really got into it about a little over 20 years ago. And
you started out of your garage, right?
I did, yeah.
And then how long have you been in the current space that you're in down on Center Street?
Oh, I think 13 years.
Wow.
Let's see. Yeah, about 13 years.
Nice. How many employees do you have?
Currently I have 9.
9 employees. So whenever you guys wreck your cars, great guy to take it to. He'll make it look nice. And we were just talking about that he worked on Brian and Stacy's new car. She had got it, and I don't even think Stacy had it for like a week before someone backed into it or something, was it?
I don't think she had 1,000 miles on it yet.
Wow.
But it wasn't real bad. It was this rear bumper. Somebody nicked her rear bumper, and of course, on a brand new car, that's devastating.
Makes you want to cry, doesn't it? Well, not you, but them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm okay with it. I mean,
I bet you didn't cry once, did you?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So let's talk about networking. So how long we've been together? I mean, we met through networking because you came to what preceded Ignite You was our coffee club.
Yep.
And that we've been together for, it's got to be almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. So
prior to that, did you do a lot of networking at other places?
Honestly, I didn't do any. That was something I just started up with a consulting company, and one of the things they advised me to do was to get involved in the community, find out what's going on, get involved, get interested, find out, Chamber of Commerce or whatever was available. So I started doing some exploring, and Brad Stutz turned me on to this, and so I went one time. You weren't there, he wasn't there, and I didn't know anybody there.
Really?
That was tough. It really was.
And that had to be on a Friday morning, probably out at the Old Country Buffet in Puyallup, wasn't it?
Right.
Geez, I wonder where we were, because we were almost always there. I don't know where we would have been.
Yeah, everybody kept asking me, you know Kieran? I don't know who's this Kieran guy. I had no idea. Really? Like, everybody knows him. No, I never heard of him.
Wow. So that was your very first networking gig was coming to what preceded the Ignite You, the coffee club.
Yep, cold turkey, didn't know anybody, just heard it was a group that was just developing, and it had a lot of good things going on.
And then I remember you plugged in, because we grew to have multiples of those. So I know you plugged into our Puyallup group, then you came to our Tacoma group, Fife Group.
Yep.
I know out of the Tacoma one, you made some good connections. I remember like with, wasn't Rose Mednick that got you a big account with some big trucks?
Yep. Yeah, we painted, Rose was instrumental in getting us a fleet account. I think we painted about 10 trucks. It was a little out of our norm, but you know, we did it. It was a good deal, and still in contact with the customer that she sent us. So.
Nice. So what? So over the years, what all have you done as far as your networking? What are the things that you get involved in?
You know, I have a couple of people that I met probably most all of them. It was kind of a takeoff from the coffee club that was held up at the just right off of 38th
in Tacoma at the Three Chicks Catering.
Yeah, Three Chicks. That kind of dissolved, and some of the people that were going to that and other friends that I'd met through Ignite U, they come over every Tuesday morning. We just have a small little networking meeting, kind of like a brainstorm. It's actually a lot of fun. We talk.
You do that at your shop, right?
I do it at my shop. I have a conference room, and we do that. Other than that, you're asking what other networking groups I'm involved in? Yeah,
so you do it every day, or every Tuesday you do a lunch thing. You do chamber stuff occasionally, right?
Not very often, but yeah, I have in the past. Yeah.
So is the primarily the consistent stuff you're doing is Ignite U, and then you have your group on Tuesday at lunch.
Tacoma Business Connections.
Tacoma Business Connections,
yep.
And then you got some great people in there, and then you have your own thing you do on Tuesday morning at your place. With a few people show up and you do some.
Yeah, it's real small, just a tight little group. It's pretty cool.
So, so tell me what has over the years now. Where have we evolved to with Center Collision Ignite U? What's it producing for you? I know the answer already, and it's pretty mind blowing. So tell me where are we at?
Well, we started doing no work from Ignite U, and
that was a long time ago, right?
It was a long time ago, but honestly, Karen, it didn't take very long to find out that this was a really a group I want to be involved in because, well, number one, I was fortunate that there was no other collision shops in there. Well, there was briefly one, but they didn't stick around very long, and so anybody that had any automotive, auto body needs, they would just they would come to me. There was nobody else, and after a while, they just started evolving, and I still have customers that aren't even involved with Ignite U anymore, or maybe out of business or whatever, and they still come and see me.
So you're getting this repeat business from from relationships that you've created over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Through our coffee club, through our Ignite U.
And you just said the key word, relationships. That's really what it comes down to, because people are gonna go back to somebody that they had a good experience with, even though it was a situation that they weren't prepared for, didn't want to get into, but they were there. They're going to go back to dealing with somebody that they trust.
They're going to go back and they're going to refer those people.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a big one for you. Is you get a lot of referrals from people who have had great experiences with you, right?
Right.
Awesome.
So to answer your question, we went from doing no work from Ignite U to a lot of work, and I think the last time I tracked it, we were doing around $10,000 a month with Ignite U.
$10,000 a month.
Oh, we're getting a car wash.
We're getting a car wash. This is where we come every day.
We should have taken my car.
Yeah. The line is a little bit long here. That's okay. We can sit here and talk, and that'll work out just fine. So the sun comes out and people want to get their cars washed. So $10,000 a month. So I think you were telling me not too long ago that what you're seeing on average is there's a car with an Ignite U connection in your shop each week that's about a $2,500 bill.
Every day, Kieran. There's always a car in my shop that has a tie to Ignite U. All the time.
Really?
Of course, we have roughly 35 cars at the shop at once. So, but still, sometimes it's more.
Wow.
It could be a few.
So $10,000 a month on a regular basis. I was thinking about it today when I was coming here, and I know you can't track this, and I don't think you have. But if we've been together, say over the last 10 years, what would you guess might be an overall number? Do you have any idea overall for 10 years that might be?
Yeah, boy, that's a tough one. I mean, if it's 10,000 a month, it's 120,000 a year. You multiply that by, geez, I think I'm about ready to retire.
And it hasn't been that every year. It's been, but you've had some really good years and stuff. And because when I was driving, I was like, it's not going to be too far from now that you will have been at the $1 million mark for the last all the time together.
You know, I'll figure that out. Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
It is.
So tell me, we were just talking about relationships. So tell me, what is your secret then? What's the big thing that enables you to have 10 grand a month coming through your shop via Ignite You? What is it? Why are they? I mean, we talked about those relationships, but what do you do to cultivate those relationships?
Well, I don't try to be anybody other than myself, and I try to get to know other people. I make a point of, I'm not the best with names, but I really do try to make a point of getting, to know people, remember their names, and also remember what they do. And just it's all about relationships. It's people just really despise the hard sale, and you guys have done a fantastic job of really pointing that out and helping people get on the right track. Because a lot of people, they got good intentions, but they're just way off. They just don't get it, and that's actually why I've recently brought a couple of friends to Ignite You, because they're trying to get their business started. They have good intentions, they just don't know how to do it, and you guys are like a training ground for especially newer businesses that are trying to go somewhere and have the energy, they got the drive, they just are sometimes going about the wrong way, or they just have no idea.
So what do you well, what is what's the big thing? I know, I always talk to people about the value of showing up. And your thing is, you've been with us for so long and people know you now that it's not like you have to be there every single week. And I love watching the stuff you do with your family. You're going out and you're enjoying life with your family. You go to the Oregon coast and you run through the sand dunes, or you're going up and you're doing stuff with your kid and your wife that I just love watching. But there had to be at some point where you were pretty consistent, and you're still consistent. When you're in town, you're there. What's the value of that showing up? What does it do? What doesn't it do if you don't show up?
Well, I'll tell you something, Kieran. Sometimes we'll take off for the weekend, and I make a point of going to Ignite You before we go. So if we are in town, the rule is I go to Ignite You. And you're right, I have been a member a long time. That doesn't matter. How many people joined last week? Probably 6-7 people. Just on the Friday.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 on Friday, and it was I think it was about 10 people, like 10 or 11 people last week.
There have been a few times where I've missed a couple weeks in a row, and I come back and I'm like, well, who are all these new people?
Yeah.
So the point is, you need to be there. You need to be interacting, and not just be there from 8 till 9. The good time to be there is, when you're really able to interact, is earlier and later.
Right. So before the meeting and after the meeting,
yeah.
Because you're interacting with different people. So what do you think would have happened to that number? We talked about $10,000 a month coming through your doors. What do you think would have happened to that number had you shown up once every quarter, once a month even, or once? Because we get people who sometimes they say, yeah, I'm gonna show up once a month, or once every 6 months, 4 months, whatever it is. What do you think how would that have changed your number, do you think?
Well, it'd definitely be less. I mean, you get what you out of things, what you put into it. So, that's a hard number to guess, but it definitely would be lower. And, I hate to say it, but you can easily be forgotten about if you're not a regular routine person.
Wow, that is. Let's just hit that one right there. Nugget number one. I always wait for the nuggets to come out, and that was nugget number one. When you don't show up, you can be easily forgotten about.
Yep. So I'm gonna give you an example of that, Kieran. My consultant a while back, just to reiterate what we're discussing right now. He said, I know, Kevin, I know you have a large building on a busy road, okay? And you might think that, everybody because we were talking about getting more business at the time, and he says you might just think everybody knows who you are and you know where you're at and that you'd stand out that big in the community. He goes, let me put it in perspective for you. He goes, I want you to go down the road and stop at the 7-Eleven or AMPM or whatever's down the road, and just go in there and say, hey, I'm looking for a place called Center Collision. Can you tell me where it's at?
Wow.
And you know what happened?
No one knew.
Nobody knew. So you think you're so important that, you know, everybody knows who you are. You know, why does, you know, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, why does it spend billions of dollars reminding you that there's still hamburgers available on the corner, you know?
Wow. That might be one of the biggest nuggets. I think we talk about that showing up, but that's what it boils down to is it's really easy to be forgotten. And so just like you could go down to the local 7-Eleven just blocks away from you, no one knows who you are, but it's the same thing in our room. If you don't show up in our room and someone's saying, hey, who do you get the car fixed by? They may not remember you. And had you not been really diligent in building those relationships, because now when people ask that question, they say Kevin House. So in our room, people will know who you are. And for anybody else that comes in, it's just a matter of you have to be diligent to get people to remember who you are. That is amazing. That's huge. Oh my gosh. It's really easy to be forgotten.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
So tell me, so when you show up in a room, in an Ignite You room on a Friday morning, what's your mode?
You want to know my strategy?
Yep.
Sit somewhere that people don't know you. So a lot of times I'll kind of wait till everybody gets seated and stuff, and then I'll pull up a chair at the last minute, and I'm going to plop it right in between two people I don't know, on purpose. Because why do I want to sit by somebody I already know them? You know, I mean, they're friends, and honestly, that's the easy way. You know, hey, I want to go sit by my friend so I can talk to that person.
So that doesn't mean show up late and then sit down. That means you show up early, but when you sit down, you wait to see where everyone's sitting.
I do.
So you try to show up still by 7:30 or whenever it is, so that you can still network within the room. But when it comes time to sit down, you haven't gone over and got your spot and done your thing yet. You're waiting to see.
I'm looking for a table where I don't know anybody. Now that's hard because I know a lot of people there now, but I strategically try to sit by somebody that I don't know, and it's worked out great.
Wow. So nugget number 2, sit with people that you don't know. You know, and that's really funny because we get a lot of people who they get into that comfort zone.
Exactly.
And they got us. They come in, they sit. We've had people, no kidding, that will not only sit by the same people, they will sit in exactly the same chair every single week. Same chair, same table, everything. And it's you got to get out of your comfort zone when you're there. You got to meet some different people and do some different things. So
well, that's the opportunity. You guys have provided the opportunity. If a person doesn't take it, then that's opportunity missed.
Nice. So you want to sit with people you don't know. What else? What else are you doing when you're in the room? What's the mode of operation?
Well, we're a growing business, Kieran, so we're always needing new services. We are, like you said, I started out in my garage. Things are way different now, and we recently hired a person just to handle all of the parts we have. So, I'm always looking to meet quality people that have services that we can use. And I know Brian has mentioned the same thing. Initially you go in trying to drum up business, and then after a while, there's actually a lot of people here that have services that I can use. And so I look at that a lot.
That's nugget number 3.
As a matter of fact, I was sitting at the same table with Randy Service.
Yeah.
Okay. And, well, I'd see him around, but I really didn't quite get what he does. And then I was listening to him like, you do printers, and he actually is on the barter system, and I was just getting ready to sign a contract with another place.
Wow.
And what he offered me was better, and it was much more in line with what I was looking for. He's at our place right now putting in a new printer now.
So you're gonna hear us. We're gonna go quiet here in just a second. So we're at the car wash, and we're at Classy Chassis, an Ignite You member. they sponsor this section of the trip. So, by the way, courtesy of Classy Chassis, I'm here to give this coupon for one free car wash to my buddy Kevin D. House. That's yours. So
I can use that.
you can use that. Hold on. We're going to let this thing go by here in a second.
Crap, I know it's getting hot here. Right on. I think I might be having the dirtiest car in the parking lot. I've been to Idaho twice and I still haven't washed it.
Yeah, so you can bring your car right back today and come through here and get it all cleaned up. So, so that third nugget was, so number one was, what was our first nugget? It was, you can easily be forgotten.
Yep.
Number two was, you sit with new people every time. And number three was, look for other people. Instead of just looking for the business coming in your door, look for the businesses that you can support, because you've all got things that you need to be able to accomplish in your business. There's a whole lot of other people in the room that can help you and provide services or products for your own business. And when you do that, that creates a completely different relationship. Just to ask Gil Quante. Gil's great at this. What Gil found out in his second year in membership was the more referrals, the more business he did with other people, the more business he had coming back into his business. And so his first year they did $7,000 in business via Ignite You. In the second year they did $50,000 in business. And it was a thing of, he started attending more events instead of part-time, and he started utilizing more of the other members in the room for his own personal use and business use. So that was a big one. What else? What's some?
A lot of people got their guard up, you know, they really do. Once you start using other people's services, and it's probably stuff you already need, they welcome you. They're more open to listening to you. And so Jake's awesome about this. I know that was one thing. I think that was one of the turning points in his, you know, getting involved with the Ignite You, is that he started using other people's services.
Yep.
And Jim Markson's really good about it. And there's several people that are becoming very successful. And the key to it is not, you know, what can these people do for me? What can
I do for them?
Yeah, or how can we help each other?
Right.
So
that would be like something like John F. Kennedy said: "Ask not what Ignite You can do for you. Ask what you can do for Ignite You."
Yeah.
I think he actually said that about 1961. I'm trying to figure out, remember the year that he was shot. It was before he was shot.
You're pretty sure about the date, right? Before?
Had to be before.
Okay.
So give me some other nuggets. What's some big ones that you can give to everyone?
I'm gonna give you a really big one here. And this is something I've been thinking about. I got my presentation coming up on the 30th, or was it 6th? You said it was like on the 6th for 30 minutes, or was it on the 30th for 6 minutes?
It depends on how you treat me. If you treat me well, it's 6 minutes. If you don't treat me well, it's 2 minutes.
Okay, all right. So I was thinking about that, and I'm going to do another presentation on the Wheels to Prosper program. And that's something that's been honestly a turning point in my life and also in my career, because that has opened so many doors. And the whole point of that Wheels to Prosper is giving a vehicle to somebody that really needs one and that has to be nominated. So I really love how it's set up, and I've taken all these ideas from other shop owners around the country that have been doing this. But here's what I love about Ignite You. You offer people that 6-minute presentation, and I think that is key. And everybody should you should be standing in line to get in that, because you're in front of a lot of people, and not only that, people that like you and care about you and want you to succeed. And so let's say you don't nail it, you got people in there that'll probably kind of help you in the right direction to maybe do a better job next time, or at least you're getting some practice on, how do I present to people like this? So this is the thing I like about Ignite You, is that between you and Sherry, you guys inspire people with courage and confidence. And a lot of people may have that in their personal life, but in business, I don't think everybody has that. And that's something that I think you guys have successfully done to the Ignite You people, is you've taken so many people that have good intentions, and you've helped them to identify what their real strengths are, and you've given them the backing, the courage, and the confidence to go for it, and to really do what they have in their mind that they can do, but they haven't done yet.
And you know what I like about that 6 minute, and what you just tying into what you were just saying is, you know, you can stand up, and a lot of times you're giving a 6 minute presentation in front of 100 people, and that's a good sized group. And so there's not a lot of networking groups or other things out there where you can do that. And number one is it's free, so it doesn't cost anything. You could go to other groups that would charge you $500 to $1,500 to sponsor an event, so you could have a banner up and talk for 5 minutes in front of the group, and we just don't do that. But so it's part of your membership. But what I love about it is, like you were just saying, is you might get up there and you may not hit it out of the park like you were talking about. Maybe you're just, because it can be really nerve-wracking sometimes. But the part that I love the most is that with the group of people that are there, we've created a safe space where people can do their thing, right? And they can do their thing without worrying about, am I going to look stupid? So, I mean, if you're looking for the place where you can just let it all hang out, just say, you know what, no matter what happens, I don't have to worry about these people in this room judging me and getting on my case, or I have to feel like I just blew it, because you're going to have so many people there. And you just look at it when we do an introduction and someone comes in the room, people are giving them a standing, there's 100 people
awesome.
giving you a standing ovation. I mean, that is just phenomenal. We've had people who you wouldn't even expect them to hit out of the park, but they do, and the reason they do is they're so genuine and authentic that they stand up and they just simply talk and tell their story. And it's not a 6 minute presentation, it's a 6 minute glimpse of life into that individual, to where you can get to know them. And that's what I really love, is that someone can play in that safe space and just go, this is the family. And we've had people use that term family all the time, and that's why it's really special for like Sherry and I, is to watch people. And it really doesn't have anything to do with us. It's with you guys, with people in the room. The things that you guys do together are phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal. So that 6 minutes is a big deal. And I know you have one coming up, and so I don't want to cut you off there, but I really wanted to hit that hard. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, it really is. And to tell you the honest truth, about 3 years ago, I had the idea of doing the car giveaway, and I'd seen other shops around the country do it, and do it really successfully. And I knew it was something that it would benefit the community. And I thought, you know what, I have the means, I have the ability. I know a lot of people in the industry. To me, getting a car is not a big deal. Sometimes too many cars, get rid of them. But other people, it's the world to them. It's everything. And anyways, so we've created a program for people to you know, at least once a year for one person to get a car, and it's worked out really good. But I never would have done it, Karen. Honestly, I never would have done it if I wasn't part of Ignite You. I was scared, and I just didn't know how could I get in front of enough people to really get the ball rolling. And I did that presentation. I knew if I did the presentation 2 years ago, I would be committed. I would have to do it, and that was kind of what I need. I need to get locked in and, you know, make sure this, you know, I had to be fully committed. And I'm like, if I'm gonna do a presentation in front of that many people, I'm committing myself. And I have so many people who came up to me afterwards and wanted to be involved and help out, and it's just a really cool thing, you know.
Wow, that's pretty humbling, you know, because now you've given away 2 cars, right?
Yep.
And to think about that, and I know that's made a huge difference in their lives. I mean, it's been the difference of whether people can get to work or not, take their kids to daycare, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And just to think about the fact that you wouldn't have gone through with that had you not been able to do the thing at Ignite You. And
that's what I'm saying. You guys provided, and you provide this to everybody. You've provided the resource to, and also, like I said, the confidence. You know, you guys are really good about backing all of the people in the Ignite You group and supporting them. And I knew that if I really got this thing going, that I would have that support, at least from you guys, and I would hopefully get some more people. And it was overwhelming. As a matter of fact, last year, my goal, the first year, I pretty much funded the whole thing. I came up with the car, you know, food, everything. It was a really cool event. I did have a couple things were donated. This last year, I thought about, you know, this is really an opportunity for the community to come together. And so I literally looked for a car that needed work. And so the good thing about it was that by asking other people in my industry, like, hey, here's what I'm doing, would you like to help out? I had people donating tires, alignments, you know, details, parts for the cars. My own employees donated their time to work on the car and do the paint work.
Wow.
And I'm going to say about 95% of everything that we needed last year was donated for the event. And the cool thing is, if you know, we had a board with all the sponsors on it, and there was just so many sponsors. So it's not just giving a person a car; it's bringing the community together.
Yep, a lot of people bought into your vision. They saw the same thing and said, "Yeah, we want to participate." That is awesome. So tell me, you know, we're playing this right now is in our Ignite U members only group, but we're gonna also put this out on onto YouTube, and so there'll be other people that get to listen to this who are not members of Ignite U. So give me a word of advice. If someone is listening to the video right now at this point, they haven't joined Ignite U, and it doesn't matter what business. I mean, do you think there's businesses in Ignite U or businesses that wouldn't work well networking?
I don't think so.
It'd be pretty tough, I think, in my opinion. So for anyone who's not a member yet, they're in whatever industry, could even be the same industry as yours. And the thing is, there's always, in my opinion, there's always enough business to go around. People connect differently with different people, right?
That's the beauty of it. Actually happens.
Yeah.
Not you wouldn't think it does, but it does. I know it does.
So tell me, just give me something for the people who are watching now who aren't part of Ignite U. What do you tell them? What's your advice for someone watching who might be looking for a networking family, or who maybe wasn't even looking for a networking family, but came upon the video and said, "Wow, maybe I should check this out." What's some advice for them?
Well, Kieran, I'm going to tell you what I just told you the other day. I invited somebody to Ignite U. I've had actually two people join in the last 2 weeks that I brought. But the last person I brought, he said to me, he goes, "Man, I wish somebody would have told me about this before I joined the Chamber of Commerce." He goes, "This is, it's awesome," and it is. And I've been a free member for quite a while, and I know if you're not a free member yet, a person should think about inviting somebody and make the group bigger and get a free membership. But I believe in the group so much that I invite people. I don't need more people to get a free membership, but I invite them anyways, because if I like somebody and I see that they're trying to grow a business, I wish somebody would have helped me when I was younger to point me in the right direction. Sometimes they did, and other times I just had to seek it out for myself. But just get them to Ignite U, get them to realize there are groups that are substantial. They have just great members, and the thing is that there's a lot to learn in the group. There's one of the best things, and you've pointed out this many times, is how to network. It's not just a matter of going to events, because a lot of people go there and they just they're doing it all wrong. They're going to the right places, but they're approaching it wrong. And you offer some training in the area and
boot camp,
get people on the right track, and there's been huge success from it. So
what would you you're doing $10,000 a month on a regular basis now out of the group, and we're about close to 450 members. What happens when we're 900 members? Are you pulling, is it realistic to think that you could pull $20,000 or $30,000 a month out of the referrals and everything from Ignite U at that point?
Totally realistic. Yeah, nice. Absolutely.
All right, folks, we've arrived back at the casino, and I'm gonna go in. Kevin actually does another group, his other networking group, which is 20 yards away at the Black Bear Diner.
We're in the same building.
Same building and stuff. And so Kevin came in early today to be able to jump in the car, and I appreciate that. Just some awesome nuggets. I love that first one, that you can be easily forgotten when you're not there. So we're going to go in here. We're going to get set up. We're going to crank some music. We're going to have a good day of networking. If you get a chance, come on Friday. Meet Kevin. I'm sure he'll be here. If you hadn't had a chance to sit down with Kevin, you just have to come in. You have to meet with him. And he might even be looking for you, because if you haven't met, like he was saying, he plants a seat down right in between two people he's never met. So if you haven't met, he's looking for you, and it's working for his business. And so obviously that's a great technique that you want to put into your play as well. And Kevin, thank you for taking the time to go with us today. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are inspired by the things that you're doing, and they're going to try to follow your lead and do some good things. So we'll see you guys soon. We're gonna go in and get set up, and we love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. See you guys.